So these fights were voted on by the fans. And here we go. We're tied up 3-3, and our first fan-voted fight, we have Wolverine versus Lobo, and
Round 1, fight!
Lobo, and where are they fighting? None other than a bar, naturally. And this is just a cool fight. You get to see Lobo, you get to see Wolverine, and just some fisticuff exchange, and it's really good. They go across over the bar, and you kind of see some fists fly behind the bar. And then all of a sudden, you just see Wolverine's hand reach up, grab a stogie, and just start smoking on a cigar, letting everyone know that Wolverine beat Lobo.
I win.
And I think I kind of got to go with the fans' vote on this one because Lobo, I don't know enough about Lobo. This is where it's flipped for me. I usually know more about DC than I do Marvel. But I just feel like you're not going to have Wolverine lose to Lobo. And the fans did not let that happen. So Marvel has now jumped out to a 4-3 lead. And now we get to the grandioso fight of Storm versus Wonder Woman. And they meet up.
Round 1, fight!
Meet up, and Wonder Woman has Mjolnir, and she literally just is like, you know what? I'm going to drop this. Because remember last episode I said she had picked it up from Thor. She's like, I'm going to drop this. I'm going to let this be a fair fight. I mean, they fight in the air. Storm does her stuff with electricity and beats Wonder Woman. Y'all, this is the first time where I feel like I completely disagree with a fight. I think Storm is a super dope character. She's one of my favorite X-Men. But Storm is not beating Wonder Woman. Wonder Woman is a god. Like, she's not getting beat by Storm. I get it, Storm can control power, and it ain't happening, gang. I'm sorry. I'm just going to say this straight up. You can call it my DC bias, whatever. Wonder Woman ain't losing the Storm, but the fans voted. They picked Storm over Wonder Woman. And Marvel has now moved out to a 5-3 lead. All right, gang, we got 3 fights left, so we are now going to SpiderMan versus Superboy.
Round 1, fight!
And they're fighting. You see Spider-Man shoot some webbings. It opens up first panel. Spider-Man shoots webbings on the Superboy's eyes and pulls off his glasses, his little circle sunglasses, which props to you, Spider-Man, because that was a dumb look, Superboy. Let's be honest. Those circle glasses, come on. They're fighting and doing what they typically do. And Superboy's attacking Spider-Man. Spider-Man kicks him in the face. They fight a bit more. Then Superboy's coming at Spider-Man, and Spider-Man just ties him up in webbing and basically pulls him into an electric box and beats Superboy.
I win.
And Marvel now has moved out to a commanding 6-3 lead because they had Spider-Man beat Superboy. Now, this is one where I also have to kind of say, hear me out here. I love Spider-Man more than I do Superboy. I can just say that straight up. Spider-Man is a cooler character than Superboy. Superboy is a knockoff, in my opinion, of Superman. I get that. And I get why the fans voted the way they did. Spider-Man's probably one of the most popular characters in Marvel Universe. So it's going to win. Like, Spider-Man's going to go toe-to-toe with a lot of DC characters and beat them because he's so popular. But if it's an actual fight, Gang, I don't know if Superboy's going to lose to Spider-Man. Like, I just don't see it happening. Superboy is literally a clone of Superman. He's got the powers that I'm hard-pressed to think if it was a legit fight that Superboy's going to lose to Spider-Man. I don't know. What do you guys think in the comments? Is this correct? Who have you agreed with so far? Who have you disagreed with? Have you agreed with my disagrees or disagree with my disagree? You know what I'm saying. Just talk. Let me know in the comments. What do you guys think? We're down to 2 fights. They move into Superman versus Hulk.
Round 1. Fight!
And you know these two are just going to be clobbering at each other. They're just throwing punches left and right. They're duking it out. Superman and Hulk, because they are just two dudes who are so tough. And they're just throwing punches, haymaker after haymaker at each other. And they're out in this desert because, like, this vast wasteland, because obviously they should not be in the city because they would just be causing havoc. And of course, they got Superman putting it to the Hulk.
I win.
And so DC has shrunk the lead, and now Marvel is leading 6-4. But if you're doing the math in your head, you know there's only one fight left. So it doesn't matter what happens. And it is a fight between Batman versus Captain America.
Round 1. Fight!
So we're at the last fight, Batman versus Captain America, and they're fighting it out. They're duking out in the sewer because that's where they should be fighting, I guess. And they're exchanging blows, and then you get to the scene where Captain America's about to throw his shield, Batman's about to throw his batarang. Then the sewers are all of a sudden getting flushed, so water's coming in. They both throw. Captain America misses Batman. Batman hits Captain America with the batarang, knocks him out, and then Captain America's falling into the water because the water's flowing up in the sewers, and Batman pulls Captain America out to safety.
I win.
So there it is. Marvel wins 6-5 over DC. I think if I had to go, I would have said DC, my fights, I had DC winning 7, Marvel winning 4. Possibly the Robin Jubilee I could have been swayed on to and would put DC at 6 and Marvel at 5, but I think DC would have won in these matchups. So I think the writers had it right with most of their writing, and I think the fans kind of fell onto their love of Storm over Wonder Woman and their love of Spider-Man over Superboy, and that's what they went with. They went with their heart over their head, and I can't fault the fans for that, but I think DC would have won. What do you think in the comments? And that's the wrap of issue 3. So what happens, we get there, the last panel, you see Batman and Captain America, the last page, they're starting to like, what's going on? And you see lights glowing, and the brothers, they start to come together, and they're like, we have a winner, but they're, instead of one universe winning and the other one falling apart, brothers have decided all of a sudden to combine and be one mega universe. And so they start to combine their heroes, and the last page is a splash page of not all, but a lot of the Amalgam characters that we get. And now we get into the fun part, because there are 24 Amalgam comics. There were 12 that were released right here after this issue, in between issues 3 and 4 of the DC Marvel vs. DC. And we are going to look at our first mashup of DC and Marvel characters. Next episode, we're going to look at and review and talk about our first Amalgam comic. So make sure you stay tuned. And as always, hopefully you can find some time to curl up, grab a book, and nerd out. Peace.